Hello friends, and welcome to tonight's review. I went and fooled around with the camera settings a bit because I'm trying to get rid of that annoying popping, stuttering effect that happens later on in the videos, and I'm hoping that a lower sound and video quality will help to reduce that to a certain level. If it's not that, then I'm going to try even lower, pretty much at the lowest settings that this camera will go. And if it doesn't work, then, well, then I probably just need to go and get another program or another camera. No, I kind of like this camera. It does seem quality for the video. Maybe it's just a program. As you can tell, it wasn't stuttering earlier today when I was doing that experimental let's play sort of thing. So, it's a little bit towards midnight already. I've taken to drinking beers later, just because it helps my insomnia a little bit to just go and have the beer, take a shower, and hit the hay right away. So tonight I'll be reviewing Sierra Nevada's Autumn varietal, and this is Flipside Red IPA, and it was a replacement for the Tumbler Brown Ale. A lot of people weren't very happy that Tumbler Brown Ale got replaced, but it's in the Autumn Variety Pack. Yes, they release an Autumn an Autumn Seasonal Beer, and an Autumn Seasonal Sampler, which doesn't include the Autumn Seasonal Beer. Smart businessman, Sierra Nevada. So, let's go and read the label. And that's with most Sierra Nevadas. They just have like awesome label art. Just look at that, man. You can tell that it's low quality camera work now. Okay, so Flipside Red IPA features robust tropical, fruity, and citrus hop flavors from the use of whole cone, Citra, Simcoe, and Centennial hops. Flipside Red IPA is a rebuttal to the mild-mannered beers of the summer. Tropical fruits and citrus hop flavors from the use of whole cone, Citra, Simcoe, and Centennial hops are the perfect notes for this in-between season. So it's actually pretty light for an IPA. It's only 6.2 ABV. I've already had several bottles of this. There's a very unique flavor, I find. Oopsie. A little bit too vigorous a pour there. Yeah, too vigorous. You don't want a head like this in a beer. What can I say? I'm a thirsty man. So a couple fingers head here, and it's sort of yellowish beige color. And as for the color, it's almost like a dark red, ruby, almost whiskey-like color. I like it. Anything that reminds me of whiskey, I like. You don't really catch any of the malts in the nose, that's for sure. This is a hop showcase. What's interesting is that it seems to be a blend of the two major these IPAs tend to lean either towards the fruity or towards the piney resiny. This one seems to be almost in between the two. You get that sharp resin notes at the top of that, bouquet there. Underneath that is a sort of fruitiness. And there's a strong scent of what's like cut grass. And underneath that, a little bit of that dank weed smell. And even hints of cat pee. Yes, hints of cat pee. And it's not, I don't mean in the horrific ammonia sense, I mean in that sort of musky sense. It's just a real symphony of smell here. I'm quite enjoying just sniffing it. Some cola notes as well. This is really complex and, on the nose. Then that cut grass smell again. And resin, it just ooh, all that nice interplay. I just love what this is doing to my nose. That, or my nasal passages are clearer than they usually are. What strikes me as unique is in the mid palate there's this strong note, almost tea-like astringency, you know, that sort of tannic flavor there. Hops come and bite you on the front, is very dry front end there. But then the sweetness kicks in the middle and extends a bit towards the finish with the hops kind of reasserting itself in the finish. Mm. A very strong, piney, resinous finish to the hops. But the mid palate is strongly juicy. That sort of tropical juicing. Then it kind of turns into grapefruit. And then that sort of pine right on the tongue, that layer, that sort of IPA sort of coating of the tongue that makes it taste like you licked some pine tar or a pine tree. Some people think, like the cat pee, that's a horrible thing, but it's actually quite pleasant. The malts are not very distinct in this. This is a real hop show from start to finish. They're intense enough that they are adding to the sweetness of it, which enhances the fruitiness of the mid palate. The one way that I can say that the malts add to the flavor is that the sort of darker malts used, but not full-on roast dark malts, the sort of red malts used for this, lend it to have that sort of tea flavor as opposed to the more directly sweet malts of a regular IPA. Excuse me. Lacing's a bit weak, but that's probably because of the crappy pour that I did. So, I think I got this one pretty much sussed out. So, Flipside Red IPA. You know, I think that this is a really interesting beer. You know, both on the nose and on the tongue. It's, you know, I'm getting kind of overloaded on IPAs in general because they are so popular, they are so much craft beer, but this one's definitely worth checking out. And I'm going to be getting the fall large varietal pack, be reviewing the three beers I haven't reviewed in that one, forthcoming episodes. So do yourself a favor and get yourself a sixer of this. It's probably only around $7 or $8 on the mainland. So, that's your beer review for the night, folks. Cheers.